Alright, so now that we're done with Gobi Desert, we can go ahead and head out to the next level, which we haven't even found the puzzle for yet. But you may remember there are a couple things that we need to... There's one thing at least that we need to do before we can even head to the next level. We need to go and finish Freeze Easy Peak and go get that Jiggy in front of Freeze Easy Peak. So let's go and do that. This level actually causes 2 enemies to appear. A couple of mummies out here, or 3 enemies actually. A couple mummies out here, and then a scarab inside that area itself. And then up here, I believe, yep, there's the other Jiggy. So we can go ahead and get that by doing this. Whoops. So basically, this is using something for the shock jump pad that I haven't shown yet, is that you can actually hop off of the pad and then just jump. And I missed. How on earth did I miss that? It's the camera's fault. I'll blame the camera. Go away. There we go. Got it. That should be our 7th in the overworld? No, 6th. Okay, I was close. So we want to head back out this way. Those guys are honestly more dangerous in the overworld than any of Gruntilda's minions, simply because without Wonder Wing, they don't die. So go ahead and head towards the Freeze Easy Peak area. Now, this is a little more complicated than usual for a Jiggy to get out here. Is that what you have to do is you actually have to get up. Whoops. Okay. What you have to do is you have to get back up where we were in the Advent calendar. Remember at the beginning of the 2 episodes ago, I believe, depending on how I edit it. You have to get up here. Yeah, slippery. And then jump. No, you don't have to jump up here. My bad. Okay, so you have to come over here. The idea is you slam the switch. That causes a flying pad to appear back in the area we were just in. You grab the speedy shoes and then bolts that direction. And then you have to come across this area, avoid the minions, cancel out of the speedy shoes, and miss the flying pad. You have to be fast enough to cancel out of the speedy shoes and then hit the flying pad before the timer runs out, and then you reach it. So, yeah. It's a little tricky, but it's not hard. Yeah. Of course, that hat guy is being very annoying. Thankfully, it isn't hard to get up here. Ah, no. Okay, I'm just going to wait this out and we'll try it again. Because, you know, it happens so fast that if you screw up once, you're pretty much done. So, here we go. Yeah, come on. Stay behind me, camera. Stay behind me. Ouch. Nope, not happening. Okay, this might take a few tries. I'm gonna clear these guys out, and then I'll cut back to when I have reached the flying pad in time. Okay, we just made it that time. So what you want to do with this is that you want to fly up through that hole. You want to make sure that you don't land, because then you're going to have to do the whole thing over again. But basically you have to fly through the hole, up across this area, through this little... Whoa. No, don't do that. Don't get stuck in the ceiling. You can see that we are back at the Advent calendar, and we want to fly up a little bit higher and reach this area right here with the Jiggy. Yay! Alright, and there's another flying pad here that I believe there's something else that we can do real quick before we, you know, land and leave it. There's a golden feather up down there, but I don't know why you'd ever want to collect it, because it just make you land, and that's kind of defeating the purpose at this point. But there's one other thing we want to do before we decide to take to the ground again. Let me see. Come back around this way. Alright, you see the larger eye there? It's actually glass, and we gotta smash it. You know what? I'm going to smash them both, just to be sure. Only way to be sure. Okay, so it's just the one, just the right eye that you want to smash. Okay, now that we've done that, we can go to the next level. You want to try to do that before you do that, otherwise you're going to be kicking yourself for, you know, not doing it before. So there's a 450 note door that here we can open, which should lead us to the next puzzle. Puzzle for the next level, I mean. Oh boy. This area. This is where this overworld begins to get a little confusing, simply because I haven't been here as many times as I've been to the opening areas. So honestly, there's a lot of this stuff that I probably am not going to remember. So this is actually the area towards the entrance of the 8th level, which is my least favorite level in the game, and it's bringing back a whole bunch of bad memories just to even be here because of how many times I've had to come back here, because of how many times I died on this level. But, yeah. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. Not fun at all. Okay, so we need to find some way to get to the next puzzle that'll lead us to the next level. It's around here somewhere, because I know it's not in any area we've been before. We've scanned pretty much everywhere for it. Okay. What's this area here? This seems very big and open. Yep, this is it. Okay, let's see, there's an entrance over there that we can go in. And we want to go up this way. You can avoid the fish. The easiest way to kill these fish, actually, is just to do that. So, yeah. Instead of shooting eggs at them like I was advising before. I don't know if that works on Snacker as well, but, you know, if you want to try it, you can try it. I've already finished Treasure Trove Cove, so I doubt I'm going to be going back to it at any point, anytime soon. But, yeah, if you have this game for yourself or you're playing along, go ahead and do that. So, here we go. Puzzle for the next level. Mad Monster Mansion, otherwise known as Grant Kirkhope's favorite level in this game. Grant Kirkhope being the composer and lead sound designer for this game. It is possibly the most famous level in this game, aside from maybe... oh, let me think. There's maybe only Clanker's Cap... No, Freeze Easy Peak is the only level that's even close to being as popular as Mad Monster Mansion is. Not necessarily because of the characters within the level, but because of the atmosphere of the level. Rare does scary levels very well. I mentioned this when I was playing Donkey Kong 64, and I was playing through Creepy Castle. Creepy Castle is the penultimate level of Donkey Kong 64, and it's probably the grimmest and darkest that game gets. Not probably, it is. It's the grimmest and darkest that game gets. And to actually... You know, this obviously came way before Donkey Kong 64, but even in, like, Conker's Bad Fur Day, there's also grim, dark elements to it. There's a very spooky level that takes place in a Transylvania-inspired area with zombies and vampires and everything else like that. That's scary. I mean, obviously it's played for laughs, but it's still scary compared to all the stuff in this game anyway. This game is pretty much kid stuff. So, to get to the next level... might want to pick up some health before I go there, actually. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and break open this hive. To get to the next level, we have to go through the mouth of the grunty statue area, right where we went to get the puzzle to Gobi's Valley. So, avoid the bees, just keep running away from them. It's not that big of a deal. And then once you get far enough away, they just kind of ignore you and go back to where their hive had been. So then we can come back up here. The puzzle for Gobi's Valley is just above us. Don't fall, by the way, here. It will kill you. You can die in the overworld in this game, so don't do it. Don't fall. Also, you can't... For the first part, you can't use the R camera trick. You can for the second part. Don't worry about that area. You're going to have to come back there and do that later. So just head on here to the left and into the lobby area for Mad Monster Mansion. The one lobby area that is actually not marked by the little fangs and eyes thing that is in most of the other lobby areas. So this area is actually fairly expansive for just a lobby area, but there's also something else that, again, we want to do before we actually enter the level itself. Is it this thing right here? Yes, it's that gate. You want to make sure to knock that gate down before you actually go into the level, because that's going to be important for something that we're going to be doing as soon as we finish this level. There's a little side quest, I would say, that we can do once we finish this level, or more importantly, because of something we do within this level. So let's go ahead and head on in. Might as well. Level 7. Mad Monster Mansion. Again, one of the most famous and popular levels in this game, and also one of the ones with the best music, I would say. I used to not be a big fan of this level simply because I didn't like spooky levels in games in general, because they scared me, but I've come since then to appreciate just how good of a... go away, rat bat. I've come to appreciate just how well designed this level is. It's obvious that they put a lot of work into it. I mean, you can even kind of see there's like a gate, and you can see hedges and stone walls and everything keeping you in. It's a very foreboding level. Despite its more almost campy approach to horror, it's still foreboding and creepy in places. So there's a lot to explore here. There's a lot of little side areas and things that we can go to. You don't want to try to hop on top of those hedges. Those aren't helpful. These gates, you can actually only smash them by hitting the locks. If I were to approach that gate from the back side, say, I wouldn't be able to get in because I wouldn't be able to smash that lock. So there's 3 more notes for us back there. Another rat bat hanging from the ceiling there, and then we can get down into the cellar, I believe. Yep. So basically, most of this level is involving around the mansion itself, and these little goat ghosts who are annoying, and you can only kill by using Wonder Wing. Keep that in mind. We're going to want... This is the level where Wonder Wing becomes, I wouldn't say essential, but definitely much more central than most of the levels in this game. Because, honestly, a lot of the levels in this game, you don't need Wonder Wing for it. But for this level, there are some puzzles that it's almost a necessity. Not quite a necessity, but almost a necessity. Okay, so I don't think... No, there is definitely something that we can do in here. Okay, I was forgetting which barrels you can actually open. I was thinking it's the one with the X on it, but that's the one you can't open. So there's a mobile token in there. Whoop! I hit the torch there by accident. There's a Jiggy in here. First Jiggy. See, there are still some Jiggies that they leave just kind of lying around, but still, this late in the game, they are hiding them behind some fairly sinister puzzles. So, there's our Jinjo. You could probably hear him way before I did. I have my game volume turned very low, so if it seems like I'm commenting a lot less on sounds and music in this episode, that's probably why. It's because I don't want I don't have headphones or anything plugged in at the moment, so I don't want the sound interfering with my audio recording. Makes a stereotypical bat noise as the rat bat continues to sweep at us, but go back to sound wave. Yeah, not that big of a deal. Can we do this? Yes, let's do this now. This area is the chapel / church / whatever else you want to say. There's a couple of Jiggies that we can gather while we're here. These guys are the first ones. Now, keep in mind that these guys are saying thank you in a thick British accent. That's what they're, or even a Glaswegian accent, I guess. Thank you. That's why. It doesn't sound much like it because the sounds are so garbled. And then you got these tombstones that you have to deal with that just kind of pop out of nowhere unless you know how to look for them. Yeah, missed it. One thing worth noting is that if you miss firing an egg out from behind Kazooie, you can actually recollect the egg while it's bouncing around. So, you know. So, and yeah. You can collect the eggs after they bounce around behind, while they're bouncing around behind. You can see like that. We just recollected that one. Also, the tombstones and other enemies that you're facing at this point will take more than one hit from you. Your best bet is to use more powerful attacks like your jump attack or your ZB, beak dive, I suppose you'd call it. Oops. Recollect that one. Because those actually require you to use fewer hits. You could see I had to use 3 hits previously, but if I'm doing jump attacks, I only have to use 2. So, not that big of a deal. Oops. Yeah, most of the exploration and item collecting we're gonna have to do in this area is in the Monster Mansion itself, but I wanted to head over to here to the chapel because this is a very self-contained area, and we can get everything here out of the way before we do anything else. Because we don't have to have any items or anything. Since this level doesn't have a new move, we can actually get all of the items here, or all the jiggies here right away without having to search for bottles. So I just figured, oh, there's some of their faces on it. Let's go ahead and jump into it. But yeah, I just figured we could, do that first before we do anything else. There's a nice recollect room. Oh, and this picture is actually an Easter egg. This is the picture of who was originally supposed to be the antagonist of this game when it was still in development. Captain Black Eye. This is back when this game was originally a light RPG starring a character who is in no way involved with this game and is definitely not Banjo in any way. And Captain Black Eye was cut from the game about the time that they put Grunty in, about the time that they figured that they were going to make it a platformer rather than an RPG. Because the story goes that originally the developers created Conker's Bad Fur Day first. Rare did. There were 2 teams working on games for Rare at the time. There was one team working on this game, and there was a team working on Conker. And this game originally, again, at the time, was an RPG starring a character other than Banjo. And they saw what the team was doing with Conker, which at that time was called 12 Tales, I believe. And they liked it. They liked what the sort of style was. They liked the platformer. They liked the fact that it was starring an animal. And they decided to switch protagonists, switch basically the entire purpose of the game from being an RPG into a platformer starring Banjo. And from then, the development team basically decided that they would stick Banjo and Conker both in Diddy Kong Racing, which was also in development at that time, and have all 3 games be released within about a year or so of each other, with Diddy Kong Racing probably being the last game. But what happened was, Diddy Kong Racing, Rare didn't have anything to release for, when was it? Christmas of, let me think, what year? What year would this have been? 96? 97? I can't remember exactly what year it would have been. But basically, Rare didn't have anything to release that Christmas, and Nintendo was getting a little antsy. So Rare said, we'll have to polish up one of these games that we've got and send it out fast. So they decided to ship out Diddy Kong Racing first, since that was the one that was nearest to completion. And the next game that they wound up doing was Banjo-Kazooie, because this game was fairly close to being done. It wasn't quite done, but it was getting there. Conker had just gotten a new game director and designer, and they were doing some rather unique and experimental stuff within the game that would require a lot of extra development time, which means that the game itself had enough time to completely change from being a cutesy platformer like this one into the hard-bitten, cynical, very crude game that it ended up becoming. And it also came out very, very late within the N64's life, because they took them until then to be able to finish all of the different technologies that went into making Conker, like different things with the sound, different things with the graphics, different things with the lights, everything else like that was all new, and it took them that long to be able to actually finish any of it. So this area is the Mad Monster Mansion's bathroom, and this is Lago. Lago is Grunty's toilet. So, we can't go in Lago. Obviously, while we want to, you might be saying. But we're going to have to later on. Hint, it has something to do with Mumbo, and he is in this level. Now, there is another window that we can break open and go into